I'm Dr. Lara, and welcome to another week of Channeled Intuitive Messages. So sit back, relax, and see if there's anything that resonates for you today. Okay, so I am seeing this beautiful divine feminine energy, and and they're showing me a phoenix. It's almost like a rising of the phoenix. Okay, and this is a very specific message for someone that has really gone through the depths of despair, and it feels like you're moving out of it and you're like merging into like this completely whole different energy. And it feels like there is energy that's moving through you, and you're becoming aware of things that you are able to do. You are remembering things of like where you came from, and it's such a beautiful energy, whoever this is. And it feels like there's also this surge of like self-respect and like power, like empowerment. Okay, and it almost feels like it is overwhelming. And what they want to say is to just breathe in and breathe out, because it feels like there's some opportunities that are coming your way, or that they have already been here, and they just want to and the word is caution. They want to caution you to really think about what you are moving forward into. Okay, because, and they're showing me a shiny penny. So oftentimes when our energy emerges and it's so bright and it's so big and we come into our own, there are energies that want that. They want it for themselves, and it comes in the disguise as a really great opportunity, or okay, and I'm feeling like it's an emotional thing, like a relationship thing. And just be open to being aware of the shiny penny. If something for this message, if something seems like it's too good to be true, it might be. Okay, and they're saying that oftentimes when it's new, because it's new for you to be in this energy, so it feels like you're very vulnerable. So just caution and feel within, does this feel right? Okay, because things are going to happen very fast for you, and it feels like you're going to be caught up in some things. They're showing me getting caught up in a tumble, in a wave, okay, in the whitewash, in the wave. And it's okay if you do, okay, but just be aware. Be aware. Like if something doesn't feel 100% right, that's not your path. Okay. When in doubt, don't. Pay attention. They're showing me red flags. If you see those red flags, pay attention to those red flags. And they're saying especially in relationships. Okay, this is turning into a relationship thing, and it's moving into a general message. Okay, when we start to be in a relationship with a significant other, and there are words that they say, or you feel kind of off being with them, but you just can't quite put your finger on it, or there's a behavior that you do or that they do that you just kind of like, just kind of brush it off. Listen to those. Okay, if you're not ready to act on them, put them in put them right here. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm seeing that, I'm observing it. Okay, so the next time it happens, you can place that red flag in with all the other red flags. Okay, and they're saying that this is going to be something that we're all going to learn how to discern with relationships, not just romantic relationships, but with friendships, with partnerships, with business deals. This is what we're learning. Okay, we're learning how to discern what feels right and what doesn't. And oftentimes, before, we'd have these red flags and we wouldn't be either educated on what a red flag was, or we wouldn't be in tune with our intuition. okay? But we're learning to lead with our heart. Okay, so if anything doesn't feel right for you, and they're showing me the television, and it's not just the news, but it's movies that you watch, shows that you watch. If it doesn't feel right in your body, then don't watch it, because TV shows, they're programs, okay? They are programming your mind to think a certain way, to do certain things, to lower your vibration. So if you are watching something, if you're watching something violent, if you're watching something scary, if you're watching something controversial, if you're watching something that is dystopian, like moving into like the future and it's dark, like pay attention to that, because that is literally programming your mind to create that reality. So we're learning how to discern what feels right in our body and what doesn't. And it's even in commercials, okay? And they're not saying don't ever watch TV again. Just become aware of what you're watching. And before you even watch something, you say only the truth comes into my experience. And if you end up watching something that is disturbing, cut the cords with that energy and move it out, and intend, I choose to only believe my truth. Okay, very, very important, because what they're telling me is as the light is getting stronger, the shadow is becoming louder because it's losing its grip and it's scared, and that's why things are so loud right now, because it's pushing its last effort to like get you hooked into the pain, the drama, the fear, the lack, the limitation, the scarcity, okay? The it's not compassion, but the pain of everything. You know, watching something and seeing the atrocities that are happening all over the place, we aren't meant to see all of that. It is too much for our system, and the shadow government knows that. So when it portrays this stuff on the screen, it's hooking you in. And so many people are getting hooked into it. And that leaves people feeling helpless. So if you're feeling helpless about things, what can I do? Stop buying into all of that and come from your heart space. Feel the peace within yourself. And that is what dispels all of the dark energy, is your light. Okay, and there's a certain responsibility that light workers have now. Okay, after having this awakening and we understand why things are happening the way they are, we have a responsibility to not get caught up in the right and left, in, sides. Okay? It's our responsibility to hold peace within our heart and to let things play out and to send love to whatever it is that we are feeling discordant with. Okay? That is what we can do. That is the best way. If you don't know what to do, the best way to be of service to humanity is to shine this light like it's a diamond right here that is just shining, and it's so bright, and you just emanate that out to whatever is bothering you, and you surround it in light, you surround it in love. Okay, doesn't mean you have to love what's happening, doesn't mean you have to have compassion or whatever if you're not feeling it, but you can send light. You can send light with the intention to dissipate that darker energy. Okay. Whew. So the next thing is what I'm showing is there's also like a lot of people that are carrying the burden right now, that are feeling very heavy of what is happening. And they're getting true here. They're going to hit some truth here. So the reason why people get caught up in the atrocities outside of themselves and they focus on the pain of the outside world is because they are deflecting the pain that they're feeling within. So let me say that again. The people that are feeling their pain or looking outside of themselves and feeling other people's pains and getting caught up in all of that stuff, excuse me, is because they are not willing to see what is within them. So if you want the pain to stop, if you want the outside world and all of the atrocities to stop, heal what is within you first. Because you are being attracted to that frequency because you are that frequency. If you are watching this and you're holding, you're feeling that frequency of pain and destruction, you are holding it, and that is feeding it. But once you start to look within and you let go of the pain that is within yourself, you are not going to be attracted to watching that. You're not going to be addicted to watching it or to feeling it. And being in that energy does not help humanity. There's this false truth here that the more that we look at everything that's happening in the world and the more that we feel the pain of others, that we are actually doing good. It actually is not. It is actually feeding that energy. The best thing that you can do is to find the peace within you and hold that frequency of peace, of health, of healing, of joy, of love. And when that happens, it emanates out and it dissipates the shadow. Okay. They're very passionate about that because it feels like people don't understand how powerful they are. And you're either adding to the chaos or you're adding to the light. It's one or the other. Okay, let's see if there's any. Okay, so what they're saying is that you're going, once you go within, you're going to be experiencing certain deaths in your life. And this can come in the form of relationships, of whatever you were doing as a career or a job isn't fulfilling you anymore and you feel like you want to move on to something else. Or what you thought was true, what you were brought up to believe was true, you're realizing that it's not anymore. So it's like all of these deaths that are happening within you, and they just want you to help you understand that it's not a bad thing. Even though it feels uncomfortable, even though there's a lot of emotion coming up, when you can allow the things that don't need to be in your experience anymore, when you can allow those to fall away, you're coming into a new dawn. That's what they're telling me, a new dawn. And there's a new way for you to be. A lighter way for you to be, a more joyous way for you to be. And you're not going to get there by focusing on all the negativity that is being pumped into your psyche. The way that you get to the new way of being is you go within and you let go whatever is going on within you, and you heal that within you. And then you can see something different. Okay, now this is a specific one for somebody else. It feels like there's got to be some forgiveness, and they're showing me father healing. Okay, and it's okay. So it's not necessarily one person with the father. It is the healing of the masculine energy that's getting such a bad rap. Okay, so yes, the masculine energy has been running the planet for a very long time. And the way to heal that isn't to be angry with the masculine energy. Okay, it's a process. Yes, the anger comes, but you don't want to stay in that anger. Okay, and the anger is necessary because anger tells us that things aren't right. But we have to move past that anger, to see past that anger, and to come from a place of understanding that everything always happens for our highest good. And yes, it's imbalanced. It has been out of balance for a very long time. And the divine feminine is rising. But the divine feminine isn't rising to take over and to squash the masculine energy, because that is masculine energy, okay, is war and, taking over and just standing in our, all of this stuff. And that goes back to this responsibility that light workers have of bringing in this divine feminine energy, is to come in with the love, with the inner peace that we have, okay? Not with force, because that puts us in anger, and that is detrimental. It doesn't create what we are looking for, okay? So the divine feminine is nurturing, it is loving, it is compassionate. That's what that energy is. And the more that we can come from that energy, the more it's going to help balance out the masculine. Same thing with the light. It's the light is dissipating the dark. The divine feminine is dissipating the overabundance of masculine energy. And we're not here for the divine feminine to only be divine feminine. We're here to work with the divine masculine to help balance it out. And they're showing me like scales, okay, like the Libra sign of the woman with the scales, okay? So it's been like this with the masculine way up, and then oftentimes like coming in with the divine feminine, that can be too much. So we're trying to find a balance with the masculine and feminine energy, the yin and yang, the night and day, the black, the white. It's learning to live with all of the things that are going on in harmony. So bring forth what your authentic energy is, and be sovereign in yourself, and pay attention to what you are putting out into the world, because what you put out comes back to you. So if you don't like what's happening in your space, never mind about what's happening on the outside world. If you don't like what's happening within your realm, think about what you're putting out, because whatever you put out, you get back. And it might not be in the exact exchange. Like, let's say you smile at someone, they don't smile back, but you go down the road and someone lets you in their line. You get that back, okay? So just be aware of who you are, of how you're showing up, and of what you are contributing to society on an energetic level. Okay, so those were the messages for today. If you're still with me, thank you for being with me. Feels like there's been a lot of kick in the pants lately, so thank you for sticking it out with me. I hope you have a wonderful week.